Hello again, lovely people. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm talking not at the front, not at the back, but to the side of my phone. So we'll see how this picks up. Hopefully it's omnidirectional. I would hope that it is. It's time for parts 3 and 4 of my Ferrari F40. So I'm going to put all this together. What I'm doing here is I think I've got everything I need for 3 and 4 in this one pack, which is quite handy. I've got the tiny little hook thing there, the eyelet I think they call it. I'm putting this really nice looking carbon fibre bumper on, or the bottom of the bumper, maybe you could call it. And then in part 4 I'm going to be putting the tyre onto the wheel, which I predict will be a hell of a lot less stressful than when I did the Ford GT. Well, how can anything not be less stressful than that? So let me put all this together and then I will show you what I have done. Okay, I finished. This bit, a little bit annoying, the eyelet thing. It just says to push it in, it doesn't say to use glue, and there is absolutely no way that that would stay there if I didn't put a tiny bit of glue on the end of it, of the peg. So that's what I've done, and that's very solid on there now, so I'm not going to test that out just yet until the glue's completely dry. These bits, I really wish they were metal, because tension is one thing, but tension with tiny bits of spindly plastic is another thing. So I'm going to look around and see if anyone else has glued those in place as well, because I'm not confident that they're not going to ping out when I start squeezing this car about again later on. So I'm going to have a look at that just to make sure they always stay in place. And it's a very delicate area now with this bit, because this you've got to avoid. It's about 1 millimetre away from the carbon fibre at the bottom. And that's the other thing, the carbon fibre is a bit disappointing because it doesn't reflect properly like carbon fibre should do. As you can see there, it's very dull. So it's an attempt, but for the money I would say it's not a good enough attempt. They could have pulled that off better, I think. So that's the front piece. Other than that, I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. Just had to 4 screws in the bottom. Strangely, not that one. But anyway, I'm going to double check that. I keep saying but, like Tony Blair. I mean but. But I don't think there is a screw going to that one just yet. I'll double check. Anyway, that's the front. And then I made a tyre. It went quite well. This bit, they're not really flush, these 3 screws that you have to screw in, but I'm not overly fussed about that because you're never going to see this again anyway. Let me know if you think I've pulled the rubber on the tyre back too far, and that little tiny lip at the edge should not be showing, so I can pull it back again. It's hard to know when to stop because again, that's not flush, the metal with the inside of the rubber. So obviously that's the outside. But aside from that, that is very nice and heavy. So I think that bodes well. Imagine 4 of these alone, never mind the rest of the car and the body. So all in all, another quite enjoyable 2 parts. And my first video on my phone here. I've actually placed the phone to the side of the table, so I'm coming at it at a weird angle. Guess I'll just be getting used to that, because if I place it around the front, then it casts a shadow straight away, so it doesn't look great. But now I've got no shadow, and I'm wireless as well, which feels really weird, because I was always really conscious before of what direction my head was facing when I was talking, to try and pick up the most sound. And I'd also like to take the time to thank people for their kind comments after I cancelled my last car build. That made me feel a bit better about it. I should be checking my direct debit because unfortunately I phoned up Model Space, which are essentially D'Agostini, and asked them to send me a confirmation email, and they said, oh yeah, we'll send a confirmation email of that, and then nothing happened, so no confirmation email. Checked my junk mail folder, of course, so bit disappointing if they're just going to cancel it and not confirm it properly, but there you go, considering you're paying a lot of money for that one. £10 more per month than this cost, I should point out. That being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope this new setup has worked out for you. It's worked out for me very nicely because I don't have to worry so much about which direction to talk in. So that's going to be more relaxing, but it's going to take some getting used to. But other than that, thank you for all your support, and thank you for your comments. And I will see you next time.